What draws my admiration? What is that which gives me joy?
James.
Baseball. A man stands alone at a plate. This is the time for what? For individual achievement. There he stands alone. But in the field, what? Part of a team.
Teamwork.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Saladino.
We shall never find that lovely land of might have been. I can never be your king, nor you can be my queen.
Something is wrong with Chris Kendrick. Something is legitimately wrong with this person. At first, when she, he, it, whatever, tried to harass Kyle a couple of months back, it just felt like the usual cancel pig behavior, where they think it's still 2018 and they can just instigate a dog pile on Twitter. Then, when the Sweet Baby Detective fiasco happened, which Chris Kendrick is literally single-handedly responsible for, I said in that video that Kendrick's stupid, and so is his co-worker, but again, it felt like these idiots thought that they could somehow just get away with framing a list that didn't want their DEI bullshit in them as being from a hate group, and that their gaga goo goo echo chamber of Tumblr and Twitteratis would just hop on and boost it. But that backfired, and Kendrick got her stupid stank ass locked off of Twitter. The other idiot, Felix or Lego Butts, whatever her name is, she got clowned, and then that's when the journals swooped in to cape for them. But this was all the usual cancel pig bullshit behavior. Despite the hype of the curation list and all the people joining in, despite the articles from Kotaku, PC Gamer, Eurotrash Gamer, most gamers agreed that this wasn't going to become Gamergate 2.0. That's exactly what these idiots are hoping for. And it's so obvious these journals knew they didn't have a leg to stand on because none of them bothered to mention that all of the hoopla over the curation list was started by Chris Kendrick, him or herself. He was the one who did this Streisand effect. She was the one who tried to get the guy who started the list personal Steam account banned. I still don't know. I don't know. I think Chris Kendrick
is a traggot. I just made that word up. I did!
Just ban him and take away all of his games because he doesn't want to play the games I worked on. This isn't only unhinged, it's evil. This is evil. Activists are not and never were the good guys. They forced themselves into a hobby that no one asked them to be a part of, and they were allowed to frame the people in that hobby as hateful, just so they can change the way games were made. All this was done to suit their own political agenda, whether gamers agreed with their takes or not. I always say this, a lot of us say this. Most gamers don't care about the male gaze or gender identity or black Vikings. They hate body positivity, they hate gender swapping, over-representation of LGBT characters and issues, progressive flags everywhere. This is all stuff Sweet Baby Stink forced into the games, and people are sick of it. People are sick of them. We don't need or want their diversity and inclusion ruining once great franchises like the Arkham series or Spider-Man or God of War. We don't need their version of representation, which is race swap white Viking women to black, or making Norse gods black. Last video, I made a point of mentioning anime and how activists who hate anime could learn so much from it just from watching how well they do with female characters. Not just anime, but manga. One thing that I cut out was how anime and manga proves that representation isn't a thing. You look at how black people and Latin people and LGBT people love anime and manga, even when they're not being directly represented. Now, when I cut that bit out, I was actually planning on going back to it in another Sweet Baby Inc. video I was going to do, and that one was going to be on the Kotaku idiot who's been making a complete ass of herself on Twitter. But lo and behold, the sociopath Chris Kendrick made it even more relevant by... Wait, let me just set the stage for this first.
6 minutes, they get fresh your own.
I know that Toriyama's work has inspired millions of people in many ways, and his legacy will be remembered forever. Rest in peace, Akira Toriyama. Now on to the toxic parts of Twitter. Unfortunately, you might be familiar with Chris Kindred of Sweet Baby Inc., who had tweeted,
Toriyama gave us the best and worst black characters in anime in the same series. It took range to do that.
Shortly after, Kindred's account getting suspended, although they have since returned and gone into protected mode.
This is what I mean when I say that something is wrong with Kindred. Not just that Kindred is stupid, which he is, but I think she's a sociopath too. Like, how do you go from just getting your Twitter account unlocked? Yeah, because, Kindred got their Twitter account locked for like a week after trying to get the Steam curated list guy getting his account on Steam banned. So he did targeted harassment, Kindred. And then his Twitter account got locked. So he was locked for like a week or so. And then as soon as he came back, as soon as his account was unlocked, he goes to posting a shitty, antagonizing hot take about a beloved creator right after the announcement of this man's passing. I get people talking shit about somebody like Kissinger. Kissinger was a piece of shit. If it's your political enemy, to a certain extent, I get it. If you're like, well, that person was shitty, I didn't like them, they did shitty things I didn't agree with, they were horrible people, right? That's one thing. But this is a geek space and a geek hobby that you claim to be an expert on. Like, your whole mission as consultants is to understand what gamers want and to foster new and improved experiences that's supposed to open up people's minds and blah, blah, blah. But you don't have enough sense to not go on Twitter right after putting your company in the worst public light imaginable, the biggest publicity backlash imaginable. You got the gaming press frantically lobbing Hail Marys trying to save your ass and failing miserably because of your big mouth. And now you don't have enough sense to just chill. My thing is, just pay your respects if you were a fan. Say nothing if you weren't. No, even a legend dying has to be about you. And I think this is the perfect illustration of what Sweet Baby Inc. are doing. They're more important than the artist. It's their political hangups, their cultural grievances, their blatant misunderstanding of art and entertainment that matters more than, just keeping your mouth shut and showing respect for a beloved artist. Kindred just had to antagonize a legion of fans who are mourning the passing of their hero. And for a lot of people in these geek spaces, this man was a father figure.
Next we have Omni, with over 14,000 likes, saying, watching bozos on my timeline who tried to disrespect Akira Toriyama immediately after his passing get collectively packed by the entirety of the internet. However, this person had responded to Omni, saying,
I love DBZ, but you'll gotta learn to not be this thin-skinned. It's bad for your health to be this heated over something.
Omni responds with, you don't understand. For a lot of us without positive male role models in our life, Dragon Ball Z and anime help shape our morals and values. As far as I'm concerned, Akira Toriyama is my dad. Anyone raised in the same vein is my brother/sister. We protect blood.
I'm not doing a bit when I say I'm not encouraging harassment, but Kindred probably just made things worse for herself and Sweet Baby Inc. by picking on Dragon Ball Z fans, to say nothing of Dragon Quest and Chrono Trigger fans. If Sweet Baby Inc. was a real professional company with real pros working for them with a real objective to improve the gaming community, and not just a bunch of activists bent on smashing the patriarchy and demonizing straight white men, they would fire Kindred. There's nothing that Kindred is doing for them on these games that's worth keeping this
Tragit.
there. You've seen the games. I've played God of War Ragnarok. I can tell you exactly everything that they did to ruin that game compared to the 2018 game. All the dumb issues cancel pigs have with stories and characters and women and inclusion. Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't improve games. They destroy them. That's why there's a list informing people of the games they've worked on. They're not being targeted at all. The list is literally a guide on how to avoid these assholes. Sweet Baby Inc. isn't a serious company. It doesn't matter if they fire Kindred or not. Gamers might gloat a bit if they did fire him. But none of us would be fooled into thinking that anything at Sweet Baby Inc. would change. Maybe they'd learn to tell their employees to stop antagonizing fans, but I doubt it, since I think the main reason why they do it is to show how toxic gamers are. And they use that to tell dev studios and publishers that that's why their mission is so important. They're cleaning up the community. Having a bunch of Nazis as your customer base is bad publicity. Only no good shits would allow Nazis to be their customer base, and nobody wants to be a no good shit. But that tactic is old, and it's played out. It's been played over and over again. The curator list is literally only giving people a handy guide of what games to avoid. Game journals had to stoop to admitting important context when reporting on the story, by not mentioning how this all started because a Sweet Baby Inc. employee decided to try and round up a digital lynch mob against a Brazilian dude. The writer of the Kotaku article has since gone on to fake death threats and play the heel on her Twitter account because she doesn't have any valid arguments to make. They're losing. And as I said before, and I'll keep saying this, the only reason why these idiots are still around is because they're being enabled by much larger entities who employ them as useful idiots.
This team don't field. What is he? You follow me? No one. Sunny day, stands are full of fans. What does he have to say? I'm going out there for myself. But I get nowhere unless the team wins.
Team. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Pools of shimmering cold, and I can be all you ask of me. Music in spring, flowers for a king, all these I bring to you.